So Season 27, with their unique Angelic Crucibles, is going to bring to us another very unique build. We're using Shadow's Mantle for the Demon Hunter here, which is an Impale type build. But we're going to be incorporating Strafe into this. So as we're strafing, we're going to be impaling enemies along the way. So much like the multi-shot guide that I did for the Demon Hunter with Unhallowed Essence, using the Strafing Angelic Crucible Sanctified ability, we're going to be using the same ability on this Shadow's Mantle build with Impale. So I'm going to talk about the actual Angelic Crucible ability in a second. First of all, like always, we're going to go through the gear that we have equipped. So we want 6 pieces of Shadow's Mantle. I've got the helm, chest, pants, boots, shoulders, and gloves. I've got Squirt's amulet, and I'm using the Guardian's 2-piece set bonus here, the Guardian's Jeopardy. So for 2 pieces, you gain an additional 100% of your base primary stat, which for Demon Hunters is Dexterity. So it'll provide more survivability and damage reduction. It'll provide much more damage as well. It's going to be very popular early on in a season, and this is what I've been testing today. We're using Focus and Restraint in our ring slots. Kali's Point, super important. Ferragamo, thank you so much for the follow, appreciate it. Thank you for interrupting my YouTube video. Kali's Point, super important. Not only will it increase your impale damage by 305%, it's also going to return 15 hatred if it hits an enemy more than once. So it's not going to work if you're one-shotting enemies. You're going to just absolutely run out of hatred. You got to find that sweet spot where you're hitting enemies more than once, but also killing them as quickly as possible at the same time without one-shotting them. This is a speed farming build that I've been testing today, okay? It's not for pushing, it's for early on in the season, in Season 27, to get as much Paragon as you can, either in solo or groups. So once you get this together, you want to be doing greater rifts in 2 to 3 minutes, preferably 2 minutes or less, but you also want to be doing as high rift level as possible at the same time. And Holy Point Shot, definitely the quiver that you want to use. And as you can see with Holy Point Shot, this is the item that I sanctified using the Angelic Crucible. So in order to do that in a season, just make sure you have both the material, the consumable, Angelic Crucible here, and you won't be able to actually sanctify items that are equipped. Have it in your inventory. Right click and then left click on the item that you want to sanctify until you get Strafe now casts the last non-channeled hatred spending ability that you've cast, which would be Impale. So once we cast Impale once in a greater rift or rift, wherever you are, once you start strafing, your Demon Hunter will automatically be impaling enemies around them, okay? And also once you do sanctify an item, all of your stats that you have on the item are maxed out. You don't have to use what do you call it, the quiver here to sanctify. You can sanctify any item. Just make sure that you get that certain ability where Strafe will auto cast the last non-channeled hatred spending ability that you've cast. But the reason we want to probably target the quiver is because they're so damn hard to get a perfect roll on. So it's totally up to you what you want to get those perfect maxed out stats on. Basically it becomes a glorified Primal Ancient item with an additional ability. So you can get one of 3 abilities per class in the game. You're going to have to just make sure that you get this strafing one for your Demon Hunter. The gems that we're using, I've got the cooldown diamond gem in my helm, dexterity emerald gems in my chest and my pants, legendary gems, Taeguk, Bane of the Trapped, and Zay's Stone of Vengeance. I think that covers off all the gear. I like to always double check and make sure that there's nothing that we've forgotten. Canai's Cube, so because my big head as always is right where Canai's Cube is, so if we go down here, if I click on it, you're not going to see it properly. I'll zoom out. See? Hello. But if you look over here, Canai's Cube, I've got Dawn, which will give us 100% uptime for our Vengeance, Mantle of Channeling, dishing out 25% additional damage and reducing 25% additional damage for us. It's going to be squishy, and convention of elements, once fire ticks over, we're going to benefit from fire, and you want to try and get 20% additional fire on your amulet, and up to 20% additional fire on your braces. So my Guardian's braces has 18%, because I'm not spending all day re-rolling gear today, I'm just doing testing. So I've got 18% at least there. So you want at least 18, 19, 20% if possible. If you've got the time, you can definitely just re-roll 20% or keep reforging the bracer until you get... you can't reforge these because they're crafted. So anything crafted, you're going to have to keep recrafting them. I forgot about that. Anything else that isn't crafted, you can reforge. You cannot craft reforged... you cannot reforge crafted items. I nearly forgot about that. You probably would have tried to reforge it, and then you would have thought I was a liar. So you're going to have to keep crafting more of them until you get the perfect stats on your braces. So Canai's cubes covered. Let's go into the skills that we're using that makes this bad boy work. So I'm using bowlers with bitter pill because our discipline is going to be a problem with this. It's going to run out very, very quickly when we activate our smoke screen there. As you can see, a couple were all just casting it twice has put us under 50% discipline. So you want to be able to use this as much as possible, and we're also going to try and remedy the fact that we're going to be running out very quickly and easily with certain abilities. So definitely want to use bowlers with the bitter pill rune, but it's up to you if you want to use something else. Totally up to you, whatever works for you. This is just a little bit of a handy little help with discipline to try and generate some as we go through. Strafe with drifting shadow to try and get some movement speed happening. Strafing is not going to be doing the damage. It's definitely the impale. Smoke screen with displacement for movement speed increasing and avoiding damage. So if we're standing in explosions or elemental damage on the floor, activate your smoke screen, get the hell out of there, and displacement will make us move quicker through the rift. Vengeance with dark heart. Shadow power with shadow glide. Impale with chemical burn for fire damage. Passives, very, very important. Tactical advantage for movement speed increasing. So when we do cast smoke screen, we get an additional 60% movement speed for 2 seconds. That also stacks on top of displacement. Blood Vengeance is very important. So maximum hatred is increased by 25. We gain 30 hatred and 3 discipline when we are healed by health globes. This is mainly here to get back the discipline, because discipline runs out so quickly. So as soon as you see health globes, pick them up. For once, you're going to have to be focusing on picking up those health globes, trust me. Cull of the Weak and Thrill of the Hunt. I'm taking my Enchantress along with just the basics. So Follower Cannot Die, focus here. Spoilers of Zakara, so playing solo, when we have the follower, our gear doesn't get damaged. We're not going to get any repair costs. Flavor of Time, super important. I don't leave the house without it solo. You're going to have this equipped. It'll make every pylon you touch last twice as long. Nemesis Braces, so when we do touch a pylon, we also get an additional elite spawn. Oculus Ring, which gives us a power circle that we can stand in for a nifty little 85% additional damage. Avarice Band to gain the pickup radius a lot larger by, up to 30 times. So we get like 30 yard pickup radius in addition to any pickup radius we have on our gear. So this will help get those orbs, those juicy purple orbs along the way. We'll be able to devour them and suck them in from a bit of a distance, from a bit further out. Weapon, not important there. I usually use the Tormentor, but I've just got that for now. That's pretty much the build. It may be the speed farming meta in groups next season. I think between this and the Unhallowed Essence that I tested with the same sort of strafing ability where it recasts a non-channeled hatred spending ability, this, I think, works a lot better. It's a lot more powerful than the Unhallowed Essence. It's just maybe a little bit squishier as well. So you need to be very careful. Use your smoke screen very, very carefully and time it right. So one thing to talk about it, we're going to go in and do a 110. You can definitely, if you have the right gear and the right setup for this, you can crank it anywhere between 90 to 120 early on in the season. Whatever's comfortable for you, find that number. 110 should be okay. As long as you're completing these rifts in 2 to 3 minutes, the game is very rewarding for speed. So you're going to get extra XP, extra gear, and extra materials the quicker you're going through them. So yeah, just find that magic number that works for you early on and keep increasing it as you go, whatever you're comfortable with. Aiming for 2 to 3 minute runs is my advice. One thing to talk about it, another thing to do it together. So this is a gameplay example. That's the build. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's go, GR110 to serve as an example. And make sure you cast Impale at least once, so when you start strafing, you'll be also casting Impale as you strafe. Usually there's an elite in the corner here. Collect those juicy health globes now. It'll give you some discipline back. And watch out for those explosions. It is very squishy, so be careful. Another shitty map, but at least we've got the channeling pylon. So this is great. This is a great pylon because we can spam our smoke screen. We can spam everything and not run out of any discipline. Just be careful for explosions, damn it. Got clipped there. And we're going to be moving faster with channeling pylon because I'm going to be casting my smoke screen as well. Smoke screen will increase movement speed slightly also. And smoke, your what do you call it? Shadow power with smoke screen together. So shadow power will increase our movement speed also. So with smoke screen together is like 2 different skills that we're using to gain movement speed. I only spam them both when I get the channeling pylon. It's very nice. Channeling's nice, as is shield pylon because this is quite squishy. So when you get the shield pylon, don't have to worry about dying for a while. For at least 2 minutes anyway. So there's some health globes there, get discipline back. So the trick is keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Kill shit. Don't die. And there's no problem. Hopefully this isn't the wrong way. So not the best map, but channeling pollen really makes it worthwhile. Doesn't matter what the map is, channeling pollen is so nice. What's this one? Condi. So Condi is very nice too. You should see us through to the end comfortably. There's some health globes. So it is like very unique now, like with using Shadow's Mantle, which is like an Impale build, but we're using Strafe with it. Hopefully he ports over to us, that Rift Guardian. Yeah, he does. And what's even better with Impale is the fact that it does so much single target damage. So even if you're doing much higher GRs and usually you might struggle with the Rift Guardian or take some time to kill him, this single target damage is so insane, you're just going to melt through the Rift Guardian. So it's one less thing to worry about, and you won't even need Bane of the Stricken. They'll just be like super overdone, to be honest with you. So you won't struggle with the Rift Guardian. That's a big bonus. So on the plus side, Rift Guardian's no problem. On the downside, it's squishy. Fast, but squishy. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Let me know what you're playing in Season 27. I'm kind of tossing and turning between Demon Hunter and Necromancer myself, but right now I'm thinking I might go with the Demon Hunter. Starting off with the Unhallowed Essence set until I get the Shadows, and then probably use this as long as possible until we figure out what the group speed farming XP meta group will be. See you all in Season 27.